Hello, 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 everyone. It is Bad FBI, Bad Dana Williamson with Faith Bureau of Investigations International Ministries, as well as Blessed Anointed and Destined LLC. Hello, thank you for the love. I am still here. Good afternoon. How are you? Blessings to you. Thank you so much for being here. Hi. I am so sorry to actually come into the middle of your day, but I want us to start something here together. I want us to be a part of something here together. So I hope that you will share this scope with your friends and your family. And I hope that you will kind of get what you need from the next 7 days. So we'll meet here for the next 7 days at 1 p.m. and we're going to talk about the daily challenge, the challenge that I put myself on, that I had to put myself on in order to see what I was capable of. So again, I am Dana Williamson with Blessed Anointed and Destined LLC, as well as Faith Bureau of Investigations International Ministries. I am truly excited to be in your presence. I am truly excited to be able to share my experience. I am truly excited that you decided to be a part of this broadcast, and we will not be with you long at all. So I thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Swipe left or right, up or down to share with your followers, to share on Twitter. And here we go. Now, this challenge, the name of this challenge was Bad and Grow Rich. Bad and Grow Rich. If all of you don't know, the name of my business is Bad, B-A-D, Bad, Blessed Anointed and Destined LLC. It is something that God put on my heart. No, God showed someone who I was. And when they released that to me, many things came out of that. Many things were developed out of that from the Lord. And we have been establishing and building the Bad brand basically since 2012. I assumed that the Bad brand was going to be part of the CKQ LLC business until last year, when the Lord said, no, I need you to shut that down and establish Bad LLC. So here we are as Bad LLC. Welcome, viewer. I'm sorry I didn't see the name, but welcome and bless you. Thank you for joining. Again, we're talking about Bad and Grow Rich, the 7-day challenge that is part of the Bad brand. Now, I've gone through this challenge, so I'm sharing with you for the next 7 days how to go through this challenge. So I'm establishing the challenge with you. If you want to be part of the challenge, please send me an email at baddneal@gmail.com, baddneal, N-E-A-L, @gmail.com, and say, sign me up. And I will sign you up for the 7-day challenge. So here is what has happened. The first day of the challenge, what we do basically, and this is what the signing up will do for you, we have planning, implementing, and doing. In the first day that I planned, when I started the challenge, I wrote out everything I needed to do every day. And at the end of the challenge, what I'm trying to see is if I can accomplish an increase in income from the day when I started. So in the planning and the implementing and the doing, I had to decide what did I need to do on each one. Planning, looking at everything that I have in my arsenal that I can help others with. It wasn't so much that I wanted to see what I had, how much I could charge for those things. That'll come on another day. But what did I have that I could share? And I looked at everything. I mean, going back to not when I initially started business, but when I transformed into being a salesperson for selling gifts and services to being a person who had offered services just for clients as far as coaching, counseling, no longer doing event planning, no longer doing the things that created a product. What I mean by a product is I used to do gift baskets. I used to sell lingerie. I used to sell candles, all those things. So I had to go back to the time where I started writing books, ebooks, self-help books, poetry. How did I get started in self-publishing? How did I get started in publishing? I had looked at all of those different things that I had that were just sitting on different platforms, social media platforms, digital platforms that weren't being sold, or things that were even on Amazon that I had not produced. And what I did was I had to make a list of those things and see what needed to be refreshed, refined, renewed, redone, basically. And that was in the planning stages of our 7-day on day one. So in the planning and looking at all of those things and making a list, actually creating a spreadsheet and making a list, I had to see about implementing. And implementing is different from the doing, which is part of this list, part of our structure for today. Implementing is different from doing because I had to implement the plan of action on each of the different services or different books or different courses that I had. What was in my arsenal? What did I need to do? So in the implementation, I had to make a list of the things that could no longer help any of my clients, were too old, outdated, and really were things that needed to go into the recycle bin because there were not things that could be refined or redone. And I had to say this was it. It had to be over. You had to, if I can use this napkin as an example, I had to ball it up and toss it away. Why? Because there are some things, for instance, I teach a class from time to time on couponing, but because things have changed for me in my life, I no longer can take the time to teach 4 or 5 classes on couponing. I may need to teach one large group every 4 months on couponing. Now, and that's something that I had to look at as far as books that I have for couponing and saving money, although I will hold on to saving money. The coupon books, how to coupon, how to save with couponing, how to be an organized couponer, those kinds of things had to be tossed to the recycle bin. And you're probably saying, why? Because everyone coupons all the time. It had to be tossed because that is not part of the Bad and Grow Rich currently. That is something that I do on a day-to-day basis, but it can't be part of that coaching arsenal. Okay, this is what you call growth. Bad and Grow, basically. It's called growth. So the things I used to do, if you might find books that I've done on Amazon. For instance, I have Bad Money and Blessed and Destined Money. And I have that, and that has some of the insights of couponing, the insights of saving, the insights of doing things the old wives' way, how grandma used to teach you. I have that book, and that book is available, and that book will stay available. But I'm talking ebooks that are just on couponing. Those kinds of things, you're talking about taking up space. If someone calls and says, we have 20 people that want to sign up for a class, when do you offer your next class? I will let them know, or I will send them on to someone else. You follow what I'm saying? Great. I'm glad. So I had to do a little implementation, which is start throwing things away, start recycling things that are no use. Then I had to, from that, and I had to look at not just throwing things away in the implementation process, also looking at the things that could be refined and redone and renewed. So that meant that in part 3, doing something, I need to change what they are. If they can be refined, if they can be brought up to date to current income variables, to current resources. Currently I'm teaching a class on entrepreneurship, and I had to refine the class after the first day because the people that came to class already have a business. They just want to go from that next level. It's not that they need to decide to do a business. They want to go to to the next level. So I had to refine what I had been doing in my You Are Capable teaching of entrepreneurship. What happened with that? Well, basically, instead of having You Are Capable, which is let us talk about you deciding to start a business, we now have bad entrepreneurship, which is basically you already have a business. Let's move on. Let's start pulling these things together. And what I told my class is what we'll call this is a 6-week challenge. I can't wait for the last class because we're going to have a event. An event that the class will plan, and we'll invite some of the people around the other classes as well as some of our friends and family. So it's going to be great. It's going to be grand. I love it. I love the ideal. So with that, I'm asking you this. Look at the planning, look at the implementing, and look at the doing. And we'll take this a little further with understanding the doing. If I had to change one class to make it to 2, are there other classes or books or curriculum that I have that I can adjust, again, refine, bring it more up to date, bring it to the people, or make sure changing it for other people. For instance, I have a creative writing class that I teach through my aunt's business for youth. I have never taught youth. Anyone that knows me, I am not a kid person. But I decided to do this for her because I wanted her to be able to have other resources, people that would help her to expand where she was and what she was doing. So what I did was I took my creative writing, basically implementing vision boards and also implementing storytelling that I could do from my self-publishing course, my major self-publishing course, which goes live at the end of May, for youth. Such a great experience in the past 2 weeks. We did vision boards last week. We did a storytelling. Let's tell a story about the people that are around you just this past week. And it was such a great experience to see and hear where the minds are of these youth. These are the people that no one is paying attention to. We keep saying our youth are dying off, but we're not looking at the youth that are trying to stay alive and with the talents that they have. So in the doing, it's changing or making an adjustment. Like I said, I made an adjustment of my writing, my bad books, self-publishing, creating curriculum that doesn't go live until the end of May, and I've implemented it and am doing it in a class of youth that I wouldn't have taught any other time. So it can be done. So here on day 1, I want to encourage you as we build for bad and grow rich. We're planning, which means looking at everything that we have in our arsenal to increase our income, but what we can share with others and how we can help others. We're implementing by taking some things and tossing it, and also taking some things and looking at what can be refined, redone, and renewed, and then we're doing it. We are refining them. We are redoing it, and we are renewing. You know what? We're renewing our own joy in our business by seeing that we can take one thing and make it 2, if not 3. So tomorrow when we talk on day 2 of our 7-day challenge of Bad and Grow Rich, we will talk about what we're doing right now, a Periscope. We'll talk about Periscope. We'll talk about webinars, and we will also talk more about what's in our arsenal and building it. So I hope you will join me. I am Dana Williamson with Blessed and Destined LLC, and this has been day 1 of our 7-day challenge. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.